Alright. Hopefully everything will be functional today. After last week's business with the chat not really showing up properly. Hello. Welcome to an experience that's more easily experienced with experience. I guess that's technically true. Is that true of every video game? Or at least every video game that has some kind of difficulty in it. Alright. So... I thought I'd solved this room. No? I swear I solved this room. Let's see. I might have restored back a bit too far or something. Yeah, I think this was the correct setup. I guess I didn't hit a checkpoint after solving this room, although I thought I had. Well, whatever. There we go. Now I've properly solved that room. Okay. So what's going on here? Got this collection. Hot tiles. Designed to make you do something very specific. There's a roach here beyond the trapdoor gate. There's this mysterious thing. What is this here? Oh, is that just saying what order to step on the tiles in? Okay, sure. It doesn't look like there's anything too complicated happening here. Just step on the trapdoors. Oh, never mind. Okay. I misread the fourth arrows. That's why I thought this might be rather easy. No. This is asking me to invisibly manipulate a roach. Which, like, how? Even? I have a general idea of how this should work, but, like, how would you even start this? Yeah, how would you even start this? The roach is just going to run to one side or the other all the way, no matter how you try to start this. basically looking at doing this by trial and error. where I figure out how to do exactly one step at a time. Like, it's never gonna actually go back the other way when it's already coming towards one side. It either goes all the way that way or all the way this way unless the time clone completely disappears. There's not really any other thing that it's going to do. Like, in theory, it should be possible to bounce it back and forth between the two sides, but in practice, that does not seem to actually be possible. As soon as it goes to the south half of its little room, it's going to keep going south. Or as soon as it goes to the north half of its little room, it just keeps going north. I said half, really weird. Like, that's putting one clone as close to it as possible and the other one as far away as possible, and it still just keeps chasing the one that's going farther away. I couldn't see how to make the roach go to one of those plates, let alone all of them in order. Yeah, I don't think this is possible. If those force arrows were walls, this might be doable, but I cannot even make the roach stay still for a single turn, no matter what I try. So I'm gonna go do something else. What's the point of that? Yes, that is a way to open this door. I guess it's for symmetry with that. That's like it is for some kind of timing reasons. Sure. So we need growth because we need it to open this door. This something. This closes that door, but sure. All right. is the time clone even supposed to survive recording? This mechanism with the eye can only delay the time clone exactly one turn, which is not nearly enough for what's necessary here. So I guess this is just impossible. There's not anywhere the time clone can stand to not die. Stand here and do this as long as possible, that won't matter. It's completely impossible to even make one step in here before the time clone is gone. Time clone has to go in. I can't delay it more than precisely one turn, which is not enough to do anything. I could keep it from moving off of this tile. I do that. So it should have been delayed one turn like that. But that's still not going to work because of this here. I guess when the one turn delay is doesn't actually matter. This room is keeping a time clone in place indefinitely. Sure. Let's look at another one. Creating a time paradox, the level. The room, the hold. Let's see. So this will open the way for the mimic. Sure. The mimic needs to go all the way to the south. Sure. So what I need to do then is be thrown in a certain position so that he can move south and get pushed north by the time clone several times. So let's say he goes up on the west side. go south onto the trapdoor tile there. Push north. And then I can't do that anymore at all. I guess what I could do is just plan to push him all the way up there. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. Okay. I was thinking about what I would do if there weren't trapdoors, which is I would push, I would walk north, push south, or walk south, push north, walk south, push north until it was done. That's what I would do without trapdoors, but that turned out to be more complicated than what I actually need to do. Alright, what is this going to be? Down. Check something. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought was the case. Invisibility is a completely local state. That is, it doesn't magically make the time clones invisible. Alright. I think what I need to do then is use the time clones to put the 3 eyes onto the 3 plates, and then have all 3 time clones vanish at the same time, so that the eyes stay on the plates, because at that moment, original Flavor Beathrow should be taking the invisibility potion on that exact same turn. Like a turn before that or something. Just need to be careful about interference with paths a little bit. Probably especially with that last one. Or honestly, since this one's going to be kind of a pain, I'll try and deal with it first. So let that one do its job. Take this one over there. Okay. Be very careful not to get in my own path at any point, which I have made more difficult than it needed to be. Still be synchronized. Waiting for it. Yeah, it has to be the same time that they disappear because of that. It's fine. Did it. That's why this is set up the way it is. Hello. This is neat. Nice way of showing off that property of potions can be inconsistent about that, but invisibility potions do things that way. Alright, so this seems to be the start of a whole additional path. Looks like in this room you have to try to kill a snake very fast. Good luck with that. Especially when it's doing things like that nonsense. Yeah, that's... a stationary snake, no problem, but this kind of thing with a mobile snake is not really very cool at all. It just takes way too many turns to get into a position where it's possible to hurt the snake, no matter what I do. I'm pretty sure the eye just died to a hot tile automatically. But whatever. And that's what happened when I retreaded the exact same steps this time. Basically as efficient as it is possible to be. Somehow that still is not enough. I can't see any way to improve this. Like, to get any double cutting done at all, I have to let the snake out on exactly that same turn. I don't have the option of releasing the snake and starting the time clone on different turns, because if I could do that, then I could actually set things up better. No way to go around the snake once it turns this corner. I just have to follow it around. That is as fast as it is possible to do this. There's no improvement that I can see being doable at all. I don't see any way to improve. I don't know. There's not anywhere else in the level to go, so I guess I just have to keep trying to guess what it is I'm supposed to be able to do in this room. Like, obviously doing that exact same thing over and over again isn't going to fix it, but I don't see any way to do better. If it does that, then there's no way to double cut it at all for the whole time that it's up against itself. And if it goes north, then it barely has any distance north to go before it's up against itself again. So it has to be that the right way to start is to take a couple of turns and try to make it go like that. Why is this intensely frustrating room a block to being able to see 3 more rooms? I can't understand that. Like, are they all gonna be awful multi-cutting of an adder type rooms like this? I doubt it. I can't see, like, really how you could make this into more than one room as a concept in the first place. not even that is enough. Really? Not even that's enough. What am I supposed to be able to do here? Well, I've tried basically everything I can think of at this point. I've tried numerous different timings. I've tried running the snake into itself. Absolutely nothing works. And I have to do this room. This is a required room in the last of the levels of this hub, so this is an absolute roadblock. I can't go do something else and try to think of this later. I have to do this room, and this room is terrible. Just way too short of a timer. I don't know, I guess one turn too short of a timer. That there is a reasonable way to do it with a turn left over. I mean, I don't even know. There's only like two or three ways that the snake can go, depending on the timing. And I feel like I've assessed all of them. Like, it either, the way it is if you just walk immediately in, it goes way up to the north, and like goes like this. It either does something like that, or it runs up against itself, like that. And I know that it running up against itself won't work. And it doesn't feel like timing is the problem. The problem is figuring out where I'm supposed to get double cuts from that I'm apparently not getting enough of, or whatever it is that I'm supposed to be able to do to make it die faster that I'm not doing quickly or enough of. Maybe there's some way I could have the time clone step away to make it bonk itself, but also still be able to stab it while it's doing that. I don't believe that's possible because I can get maybe one extra hit like that if it goes north in the real timeline. I don't believe that's enough. Oh, and it didn't even go for me. I'm not sure which thing. I can reliably make it get stuck on itself just by doing this and then having the time clone disappear. But that still isn't enough. Again, by just one turn, that's not enough. Theoretically could, but it can't be stuck unless I get rid of the time clone, then I can only get 2 per turn. The only way I can get it stuck is by having a time clone disappear out from in front of it so that it goes back to the north from here, from this spot. That's the only way I can get it stuck. And that removes the ability to use the time clone sword on it. Tried finding a way to move the time clone far enough away that it doesn't get that it still gets stuck, and that doesn't work. Try something else like that. Yeah, now it'll just go north because I'm behind it. If it's even targeting it, it'll be at all. I don't understand, how am I supposed to be such an expert on snake behavior, even at this point at this hole, that I'm supposed to know exactly what to do with this? Like, most rooms that involve needing to do something difficult have a lot of moving parts, a lot of pieces that you can examine, and I can think about those pieces and how they might be able to fit together. Here, there's basically nothing for me to work with as far as trying to get an idea of what to do. There's just a time clone and a snake and an excessively short timer, and that's it. And that's not really enough for me to devise a meaningful plan. I just have to bash my head against it and guess at ways to maybe make the snake behave. And in such a way that I can double cut it enough times to kill it. And that mostly works, except it's one turn not enough, even in the most optimal situation. I pushed R instead of tab there. Like, this is basically either you already know exactly what to do to make this room work, or be prepared to just guess at it for a long time until it works. It feels like. Like, unless you look at this and immediately go, oh boy, I know exactly what to do with this adder to make it let me cut it multiple times. Thinking that when you look at this room, then most likely it'll take you several hours to come up with a way to do this. The time clone could turn its sword right here for this turn, turn its sword, instead of having to run away, then I would be fine. But the time clone can't do that because it's dealing with a real snake too. So it winds up just getting killed if it were to try to do that. And this diamond-shaped geometry of the room means that I can't run any farther to the east with the time clone. That's worse. And the reason why that's worse is because the turn, when it's turning around, it's not getting caught. I'm getting exactly as many double cuts as before, I guess. But missing out on one of the single cuts that I was getting. have to be able to get original throw all the way over there before doing this, which is impossible for that to work. What I was trying to do before and it didn't work. I tried that and it did not work. If I'm in this position, then no matter which way I step away, it'll be attracted to the one to the south. I go here. Attracted south. There. Attracted south. If I go there, still attracted to the south. It's just impossible to get far enough away quickly enough for it to go where it should go. I guess I can get it stuck by having it be throw, but that doesn't really actually help. I can have it do this, which takes up an extra turn. But then, if I've done that, I don't really get any turns of double cutting afterward. Advantage of that. This really feels like a magic move sequence. Like, I don't tend to use that term most of the time, but this really feels like, hey, I found this one exact set of moves that will work and will do it this fast, so let's make the timer as stingy as possible to require the player to come up with that exact same sequence of moves to be able to do it that fast. I find it difficult to believe that there's more than one set of moves that would work. Like, clearly there's more than one set of moves that would do it in one turn fewer, or one turn more than the allotted time limit. But time limit is so short. Is that it? Is that the magic move sequence? Oh, never mind. It gets free too soon. Problem is that any strategy of trying to run the snake into itself in any way requires multiple turns to set up, and every turn that you spend setting up instead of cutting the snake is a loss. So you would have to run the snake into itself so quickly in so few turns as to make up for the turns that you lose before the timer runs out. There's not really very many ways to do that. There's exceedingly few ways to even conceivably do that. And as far as I can tell, none of those ways actually work. I'm not blaming you. I'm very frustrated with this room. I think this is kind of a bad room. It could be improved by lengthening the timer just one turn to give just a little bit more freedom in the kinds of solutions that are allowed. At this point, I just want to look up HMS. I feel like I've been on this room for an hour. I think a little less than that long, but certainly longer than it feels like it's worthy of. I don't know, maybe that's a bad attitude to have. But this just doesn't look like a room that should take an hour. I guess less about what it looks like and more just the fact that I'm not enjoying trying to solve it. You could have a room that one would enjoy trying to solve for an hour, but this, guess how to manipulate the snake perfectly kind of room is definitely not the kind that makes me want to expend more time on. Let's see. Okay, no one has ever made a thread for this room, so I guess that would mean that I am the first person to struggle this much with it after making it this far into the level, or really, it's hard for me to imagine what overall conceptual trick I even could be missing. I've tried finding every way I can to manipulate it into a better position for double cutting. I've tried making sure that I manage the direction the throw is facing before stepping on the time clone to make sure that both versions would be quickly in a good position to start cutting it. I have copiously tried making it run into itself just to get extra damage to it. Alright. I'm sorry, it's just it's hard to think of something that I could have missed at this point, besides just happening to do exactly the right set of moves. Maybe something like this is easier to plan for someone who finds snake behavior to be a little more intuitive than I do. Excuse me, I'm dealing with files. So that starts the way that I've been starting it. This is different. I guess that's the dance step I was missing. Let's see if I can do something with that. So this, which didn't occur to me because, again, a turn in which I'm not cutting something feels like a wasted turn. It looks like it might be sensitive to the exact start timing. Whether or not that does quite the same thing as seeing the demo. I think this is what we wanted to do. Something like that. Alright, I may have to actually look at it. This is an immediate start, so there's that. Miss a wait. Okay, I missed one turn of waiting. It's not that big of a start. This is extremely hard to arrange. Catching back up to it like that, seems like. I'm getting different results. What am I doing differently? Not catching up. What am I doing differently? South, east, east. Is that what I'm doing differently? Yes, it is. Oh, okay. This is maybe may be a lot harder of a room for me personally than it was supposed to be. And it seems to be a very tough room. Okay. This is what I thought. It's blocking off more rooms, but these are all completely different rooms that have nothing to do with what that room was about. I mean, that's not, you know, that's a perfectly valid way to build a level, but it can feel like a bit of a cheat in a level, I don't know, in something that's designed around this concept of teaching the player things. What's going on in this room? You have lots of things that do things. It seems like I need to eventually worry about opening doors. So that means hitting this and hitting that. Need to hold buttons to open the way from various angles. Doesn't look like there's any reason not to just kill the eyes that are already out in the open. I will need to hold this and be seen by that eye and be up here to do that. And then for this, you need to hold this while being seen by that eye while being up here. So the challenge is asking to have an eye be the one holding down the plate. So an eye needs to be chasing the throw or the time cone for each of those. Which seems like it should probably be doable. I may not even need to pick a specific eye to do that. Maybe I can just kill all but one thing and then think about what to do about that. So this one's going to be my choice. This one that's left. So I need it to hold that. There. There. This one's pretty easy, actually. Since where one of me needs to stand is just next to a plate. I can just do that. So yeah. So actual B throw can just be over there while this happens. And then this one is a little trickier. There's nowhere directly in line with oh, but this shouldn't be that hard. So that's... the eye won't really be there, but the other B-throw, the real B-throw, can kill that eye. And then this one, we can wake it up like this. I'm gonna pretend to kill it. And then I can do that. The only problem with all of this, I think, is that hitting this plate does other things. It wakes up all these eyes, which I then need to worry about. None of those eyes would see this B-throw, though. Would see this time clone. So what I can do about that is just have this time clone sit still for a while. Probably that's way too long, but anyway. Then I can kill that eye, which won't really be there. Go and do what I did before to be able to wake that eye. It doesn't look like there's any reason why I need the time clone after I've woken both eyes. So, how this is going to play out, I'll just let the time clone mostly do what happened before, with a couple of exceptions maybe. And as we get ready to wake that eye, the original flavor before will wait over here. Right, that did that job. And I can go kill these so it won't interfere with anything. Realize that I waited like 100 turns too long for that. I can just wait here to ensure the eye moves where it needs to. Oops. Oh. I can wait there after I do some other stuff, because this one, a thing needs to happen here before we can worry about that. Now I can wait here. That fixes that. There we go. And now the rest of the work can be done in the present without having to worry about any time travel nonsense. Although, I forgot about these two eyes. I probably should go back to the recording and fix that. Okay, let's rethink this a bit. For one thing, go back to like here. I waited way longer than I had any reason to. I think it would be better have that eye stored there. Just let regular Beethrow get rid of these two. Now, there's less complication. Okay, then go try to do what I want to do. I need to wait a little while. Not terribly long, but then I can kill that. A little bit of running around. Get that into the right position. Fix this. Now I can just have that one go away. This one is attracted to regular Beethrow, so I have to deal with that. I didn't need to wake that one before doing this job, but it's fine. Nothing breaks this way. So, get that. Now I go up here, wait for things to occur. Here for things to occur, and hope the Wraithwing doesn't wreck everything. But it's not wrecking anything right now, so we're good. Alright, this time I should have it. Thanks for walking right into my back swipe. Nice. This is fun to do the challenge for. Like, I can see how a time clone holding a plate, another one waking the eye, and regular Beethrow attracting the eye is also pretty neat. different, but needing to manipulate something to do the job of that, of one of the time clones, is interesting. What is this about? So this is a two worlds thing kind of situation. So this, yeah, what the time clone sees is this version, where there are queens in this side and that side. But in actuality, there's going to be queens where there are fire traps right now. I have no idea how long is long enough. So I have to hope that's good enough. Yeah, I don't want to be too long about that. Alright, that's probably not going to work, but we'll try it and see how it goes. When does this go wrong? Right there. Okay. That'll probably get it killed. Let's see. Yeah, I thought so. I hope that works. I will confess to having made rooms like this, to some extent, where the expectation is for the player to just simulate the entire everything that's going to happen in the next timeline in their head. And that entire said simulation needs to incorporate the behavior of numerous roaches and things. It's quite difficult to actually do that. Has the time clone died by this point? Of course it has. You know, the distance vertically is shorter than the horizontal distance. I guess that doesn't really matter since I have to go both no matter what. Ah, man. Okay, so right after killing the last of this one is where I'm having a problem. that fixed it. Yeah, that's a little overkill, but that did fix it. Okay, great. Oh. Invisible roaches with unseen behavior. Always a tough time. Okay. This room has rock golems. There's this business going on. So we need 5 things held down to get to the culvert open. This... Okay, so this is the same predict monster behavior kind of thing as the other south room. So I can at least expect that part to work. Probably. I don't know. What's this do? Oh, okay. I'll just have to check what this looks like, because I really have no idea. Oh, that's instant death. Great. How can I make that not kill me? I mean, I guess I could press this first and then... What would they be if I just stood there? Be like that. There's a way to salvage that position. And I think what I want to do is wait there a couple of turns. has problems, but let's see. What's that? Maybe I can still kill something off that spot. Not from here. Okay, I think this is made to require something very specific. Might have a look at what it is. I thought maybe I could pin one against this hole, but there's just no way to do that. Without also having some of them in positions that make pressing this plate impossible. Just don't think that can work. Since we're way too close together. Yeah, that'll just get me killed. There's no way to hit that plate. Okay, that kind of works, maybe. Maybe I can make it work from there. It's not quite where I expected it to be. trying to go to the wrong place. This is good other than that. Let's go to the correct place, since I kind of forgot which one I was trying to hit. Yeah, okay, so go... That, in theory, should work. Perfect. Just go back and actually press... Wait, it is the time clock's job to press after that. Another secret room. I don't think it's the other, because I think I did one last week, but... Oh. What is this? This is the same general idea as the last room, but instead of trying to put guys on specific spots, I'm trying to just kill them. Alright, I have an idea. Never mind, I can't do that. But, there is something I could do. Maybe I'll just try it and see how it goes first. If I stood here and did this for a while, what would happen? Probably I just die, right? Yeah, okay. Test that little son of a piece. guess this isn't a good start. No, I need to do the thing I was thinking of. So, the only reasonable way I can think of to plan out this room is to go make a copy of the part that I need to actually do things in as the time clone, and just sort of at least think through the first few moves of that. So let's make a facsimile. This. We have a 4 tiles thing. Give an entrance. And then there's a good 5 tiles. And there's these 3. And over here is where the golems will come from. Time clone can effectively start wherever I want it to. So suppose it starts here. That would be a bad start. If it did start here, yeah, you just get trapped in it. But you could do that. It started here. Alright, I probably don't want to start anywhere like that then. I could do something more like this. That feels pretty imitative. Okay, so I'm going to mark this on my notes. I'll start here, facing that way. Start here, turn, and walk back. Start here, wait. Walk all the way to the corner. And kind of kill there. Things like that. Okay, I have something resembling a plan. So let's give that a try. First, I need to get the right location. Alright, so I will start here. Wait, turn, walk back. Hit that. And do kind of this pattern. That's a start. Let's see the state of that after that start. Okay, so imagine this setup at that point. back up, hit that, turn this way, this, and that. So I have this C shape. And these guys are some turns away in that direction. And turn this way. If you go here, then I should be able to zigzag my way through some more of them. Right. Let's see how it looks. That's perfect. I just need to kill the last guy. So from here, I just need to kill the last one. So go back a little bit. Okay. So at this point, the last one is there. If I go here, if I go here, it'll move on to the plate. So that move should kill it. This kind of room, as I said, I've made these before. It's kind of a neat idea to think about, I feel like, but this kind of thing gets stale really fast if you've done a lot of time clone rooms. It's like, oh, I just need to invisibly imagine what the monsters are going to do. Oh boy. At some point it starts to feel like that. There is something kind of neat in like trying to take snapshots of the future to go back and redo it the way I am here, but I don't usually play this way. Alright, so this room seems to be impossible, and I don't feel like continuing to try it. So I'm just gonna go plan to clean this secret up later. Maybe with the help of some severe hinting. Where was the blue door? It's like there. Okay. So this is where we reserve the hey, Briar ends a recording by destroying the token. What am I supposed to do in this room? New door being down gives me access to the time token, which is nice, but there really is not enough time to get all the way over there before it hits the door. I can block it, but only so far. I kinda have to get moving at some point. exactly block it when I need to be going in another direction. Is it just that I need to hit the orb twice? Is that all? Is it as simple as that? It is. Okay. Cool. That is the time clone level. That secluded laboratory is complete to the point of being able to reach the exam level. I'm gonna poke my head into the exam level, but we've introduced basically all of the nightmare elements in this hub, so I'm not expecting to really get very far in the next maybe hour of play. And I'm still dreading, after completing this chapter, I'm gonna have to go back and do secret cleanup. Well, not have to, but I'm going to want to go back and do the secret cleanup. And when it comes to that, I'm dreading that one I can't figure out back in Untrick Cauldron. Whatever. Well, here we are. Time to see what's at the bottom of this mess. Heathrow, please be careful. I'm sure it can't be worse than a horde of rock giants. And no matter what happens, I've got my really big sword. Unless a disarm token gets in the way. Then I don't have my really big sword. I can't interact with this house, but I can accidentally kill him. I mean, Gentry-Eye, time clones, special stuff with brains. Gel! For goodness sakes. Alright, Outer Sanctum. The advantage to building underground is that you have 3 dimensions to work with. Suppose, for example, that you want to build a laboratory. And suppose that when it's done, you need a central office from which to oversee things. Since this only needs to be a small area, it can be comfortably slotted into the middle of it all. But then suppose you are paranoid about pesky delvers stumbling upon your laboratory and finding out what you intend to do with it. If the construction were above ground, there would be no choice but to build a security system in the limited space available. A fiendish orb puzzle, for example, or a binary counting ring that would delay the delver while you came up with a plan. But below ground, there is no limit to the space available, so a central office can simply be moved downward and surrounded with defenses as convoluted and nasty as you like. Okay. I've got my really big sword, he said, and then immediately picked up a pickaxe. What are we doing in this room? We get on which there's a bunch of plates that might need to be pressed down, probably. Looks like I need to simultaneously hold down 5 plates and then press this. As far as I know, the blunt end of the pickaxe rocks reflects on glitch beams, which is a unique interaction I don't see used all that often. So that being the case, I have the option of decoys either blocking a beam directly by facing it, or blocking a beam with your sword. But there's not too many places. So I need to figure out. I have only 6 bodies to work with. One of them will be here, which means that the other 5 all have to be on plates. So if I just try to work through the geometry. that the side of a pickaxe doesn't block on-twitch beams. I'm trying to think how I can test that. Let's see. If I did... He's gonna fix that one. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this side won't. This side will. And these sides will. But this side, when it puts a sword... Yeah, it's exactly the opposite of where a sword would block it. So this one's obvious. We could get these two with an on-twitch and a decoy easy enough. Then you could get this one with a decoy there. There's no way to hold this one if I did that. This one isn't really connected to anything much. Just kind of over here. Oh, I guess Vithro could block an on-twitch who's standing there if he walks back along this way. So set up the other two first, which would be a decoy here with a sword, a decoy here with a pickaxe. Then I can practically just shove an on-twitch to where I need it to be. Kind of. Maybe I can shove this one to there instead. Okay, I know what I need to do. This would be easier with a sword, actually. Can't push, but I can much more effectively pull. This is awkward, though. Alright, I guess I want the decoys to be more like this. Is that the right way? It's not facing the right way. It should be like that. Let's try this again. I guess it just refuses to go the right direction. That's annoying, but whatever. There we go. That wasn't that hard. I don't know why it felt that hard, but anyway. Now for you, this should be relatively straightforward. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then just take a pickaxe, shove this guy into the right position. Eventually. Right, and just walk away while he stirs. There we go. Manageable enough, right? Well, more manageable in puzzle mode, but still. Okay. So, what's going on here? There's a lot of plates that need to be pressed using. sure looks like I just need to place some golem parts on these 4 and on these 2, and then have the mimic shove the golem parts that are on these 4 over onto those 4 while standing in this box. And the word just should be understood to be in air quotes because I'm sure there's more to it than that. But it does seem like that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So 2 of the 6 of the 8 golems that are available have to be committed to various pressure plates. The other 2 are free to be put wherever, which is likely going to mean placing them somewhere specific ultimately. Pretty careful about them getting those into position. There isn't a green door, so in theory, I could leave golems alive, but I don't yet see a reason why I would need to. These 2 might be best spent just being easier things to push into position. Let's give it a shot. An awful lot like it should work fine once I get everything straightened out a little bit more. Maybe I'm missing a trick, but it sure seems like I more or less got this solved. everybody's on the plates and happy. I can go on this side. I can go on that eye. All good. Not too bad. There's so many ways that could have been made worse, and I'm kind of glad that they weren't. So this room is select where you want to have a speed potion. Select where you need to have a speed potion and guess correctly. And I don't mean guess, I mean choose correctly. Anyway, I don't feel like I should need a speed potion in this room. No, I probably need. Right, so I think I need one here. Well, I need either a speed potion or help, but there's no way to bring help. Because of that. Being on water. I could. No, I can't bring this out with me. So I don't think I can do without a speed potion in that room. This feels like one I shouldn't necessarily have to have. Although starting out is going to be tough. Yeah, this one should be very doable without the speed. Not easy necessarily, but doable. Okay, I'm gonna get stuck if I run back too fast. Rattlesnake decided it didn't want to stay in the room. This 2x2 one here is going to be the biggest issue. Getting back to it if I go south. Not dying while trying to kill it. This is a start. I am on the lookout for new tricks in this room where you can bring a resource from one part to another, but I don't see any such tricks. Because every room is entered and exited by a trapdoor, and has a speed potion at the front of it, which a monster can't walk through. So it doesn't seem likely that I could. So I think I've established that I really need to be sped up for this room. Because these guards are nasty to deal with, they're just too close. So now where else? This road room looks manageable by backswiping, maybe not. So, what about the golem? Giant. This looks very manageable. This is very manageable. That was my conclusion, but I was just doing that, but I was just noting evidence behind some conclusion is how heavy the enforcement is toward not bringing extra evidence in these rooms. These termites make this very hard, but I still think this has to be one of the no-speed rooms. In fact, I've kind of established, based on what I've managed to do so far, that this and the Enquich room have to be no-speed rooms. Because the Roach room is definitely not one. The Rattlesnake definitely is one. The Gel room definitely is one. And the Guard room is definitely this one. It's great, but I can't kill the last two players. Funny. Alright. I just don't know exactly how to survive this one. It's very tough. As far as I'm concerned, the Gel room and the Roach room are definitely impossible to do without speed. The Guard room certainly felt that way, but it could be that I was missing some very tricky element that's possible. Doubt it. Has to be some way to use the one of them still being a giant to my advantage. Like walking off its path in such a way that I can just deal with the rest of the other one without being hassled. Just haven't found it yet. something. I think you can hear roaches. It's not the gel either. Is there some way to do this without dying? Instantly? It's like a guy slightly less hydrated. This is narrowly possible, so that means I can use the speed potion for the awful giant room. The only problem is now I'll have to redo that annoying snake part, but that had kind of a trick which maybe I can remember. Maybe restore to a state where... Okay, this is a state where I've done the rattlesnake room, so I don't have to redo that. The guard room is not easy by any stretch, but I can probably stumble back into that more easily than rattlesnakes. Yeah, that's okay. Guards have a certain tendency to get tangled on each other's swords, which often makes it easier to handle a big crowd of guards than it should. Than it will always seem like it should be. This little layer was kind of funny because it matters which plate you step on. Something about the way Armplitch prefer to turn. And that was the room with one gravestone. Now let's go to the west. We have a gentry eye. What wasn't intended? Did I break the room by doing the wrong one? I guess maybe the guard was supposed to be... Flip it into one. Here's Bilbo. Bilbo takes a speed potion. Huh. Bilbo takes a speed potion for those three. Interesting. So, Bill Bull took a speed potion for the snakes, which I didn't, and didn't take one for the Armplitch, which I didn't. I guess there are multiple solutions, despite possibly some intentions. Oh, you can do the snakes without it too. Alright. I said snakes. You can do the roaches without it too. This is interesting. It's like a litmus test for what kind of things one finds hard. I guess there's actually a number of different options when it comes to that. Well, now I'm curious which set is intended. to be the speedy ones. I guess the roach looks so simple, it must have been intended to not be what we need the speed for. Anyway, what's this one? We've got a Gentry Eye, of course. We have an Onflitch in the box as well. And we need to hold this and that. We need to hold down both of these. Then kill the eye. Then the Onflitch has to be there to die by fire trap. Okay. How? I guess I'm supposed to somehow make the Onflitch stay there while the Gentry Eye wraps around it, and the Gentry Eye is supposed to push both of those plates in the process somehow. Okay, that's okay. Despite my several somehows, that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be to accomplish. Okay. I guess I stumbled into the right thing to do there. What are we dealing with in this room? You get a pickaxe, you get speed, and you have to wait for the first spawn to start killing things. There's a weird setup with briar roots that ensures that the queen survives. Okay, so the goal here is to drop the trapdoors, not to kill. Because you can't kill the queens directly. It's a bit of an awkward position. Can be covered well. This is bad. I should do this differently. That's a little better. That's a bad position. Put myself in a bad position. Just to get a little bit less surrounded. not even die to the fire. Yay. Alright. Double cutting fun time with time clone. Fun time with clone time. Time. Let me fix these doors. This room could really use a vision token. I can't help but feel. Oh well. That's a line up with this one first. I should take care of those too. This isn't actually the part that requires a double cut. Alright, let's go back. So I'm just going to do this. And back. Probably should just walk away at this point. I did. Or how I will do. Whichever temporal perspective you want to use. Time Flow's just gonna do some stuff here of its own. Set things up. Right, then. Pop that. Exactly sure what to do about it. This way the time clone survives, but that's not it. Not helpful at all. I'll go all the way back to the recording. Because what else can I do? Like, okay, this is clever, having this asymmetry in this tiny box to force the regular beaker to go south rather than, to cut it from the west side rather than the east side. But it's really annoying design to have that be the last thing in the room and to have to redo all of the chores at the earlier part of the room every time you get it wrong and need to re-record. That should really be the first part of the room, or an early part of the room, or something you can do at any time, not the very last thing that you do, such that you have to go redo the recording every time that you mess up. That's my opinion. Like, I can understand the logic behind making the trick the last part, but in this case it just makes it more annoying to solve rather than more interesting. To me, at least. Alright, here we have range gentrii for the first time. Well, no, I don't think this is the first time, but we have range gentrii here. And it is on a broken wall, so it's going to be moving later. Looks to me like something is supposed to happen with this box. I can only think of one way to use the elements to interact with this box, so I guess I'll try that. That is seal off the corners with rock golem bodies, and get the gentrii in the box. And there's basically nothing else that I could hope to do with except with this set of elements, right? Just have to somehow get to the wall here. Maybe I have to use a ball and do that somehow. Alright, I'm not 100% sure the goal is a necessary component to achieve that, but it helped. Okay, Golem's in the corner. Gentrii is racing around, which I guess is presumably good. If I hit this orb, Gentrii continues racing around. I guess this probably does something. Well, I had a situation earlier where it got its head stuck on the door thanks to a pressure plate. So I guess I'm just supposed to recreate that by some means or other. Yeah. Okay. It's a fairly straightforward room. You just kind of do what the room is broadcasting for you to do, and it works, which is nice. It's a funny little thing, you know, the gentrii moves around the back like that. Hey, there's a room to the east of here. Okay. can see where this is going. We need to block off that entrance. It just got open somehow. Ideally by manipulating the double control. Block off. So this is a chain string issue. I don't know, can I maybe image entry I inside the box? Not really. No, the chain always straightens in a way that's not favorable. If I could make it do exactly a reflection of this, then it would be good, but that would require it to start from a position like that that's reflective, which is not really possible to create because where the point is on the wrong side. Yes, that would work. Yeah, there we go. Alright then. Alright, Jeffrey, thank you. Was there a room to the west? I don't think there was. There's not another room to the east here. There isn't a west exit to this room. There is a way that leads to inside there. Nonetheless, I've made this room visible, so I'm going to do it next. We have a little room with a gentry eye. I guess every room in this level has a single grave to its name, except for some of them. But several of the rooms have a single grave to them. So I'm clearly meant to walk in here. That'll open the way for this gentry eye. This toggles that. And we need to complete that. This mostly looks fairly straightforward. Let's just put the gentry eye on the box in the right place that it wants to go. Not that that's easy, but straightforward to see what to do at least. That toggles that. Not sure if that's relevant, but it does. There we go. That's how I can get past it. So I just need to do that little magic trick of the tiles fall from there. Like that. Right. Now I have to do the same triangle formation here, yes. I'm about 90% sure that doing that depends on vertical preference, so I'm going to do that north-south. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. the right thing, except it's in the wrong place. That was close, but not really the right place. Also, this is not an interaction between multiple elements. This is just only a Gemini and nothing else, basically. The other elements are technically here, but nothing is introduced in this chapter. Except for that's the right thing. That's kind of the only way and place to do that thing. But it doesn't seem to be good enough. It's not like it's long enough for me to do anything else with it. Except this that I'm trying to accomplish. Supposed to do that. Okay, fair enough. And over here, we have a pickaxe and clones and Omplitch and an eye. This looks like an advanced copy of what we did in the entrance. We have 6 bodies and 6 plates to hold down, and that's really it. That's completely everything there is to this. So turn on your puzzle mode and figure out where you want people to be to reflect things. It doesn't look in this case like pickaxe is going to be that helpful, because there's nothing that's orthogonally or diagonally adjacent to another thing. With maybe one exception. So I could match these two, and I could match these two with a sword on one. That leaves 2 more Omplitch to do something with, and there's not really any tools to do that with. I guess. Yeah, okay. Here, a decoy can block from that and from that with a pickaxe. So that would get 2 of the 4. And then here I could get that with a sword, but that's not really enough things, is it? Well, actually, this could get this, this, and this. This should be able to get 3 of them. Let's go with that 3. So, pickaxe guy goes here. Sword guy goes there. And let's start shoving some Omplitch around. Alright. Your job, whether you like it or not, is to hold down some pressure plates. Aren't you overjoyed? Let's say that, but this one's going to be... go. This is interesting. This isn't a behavior you see because we don't use pickaxe plus on glitch very often. This little dancing around each other business, it's kind of neat. Anyway. So this one needs to go there but face south. There we go. Alright, and you are facing the right way now. So, let's do that. Get another DI. And everybody can die. Except the decoys can move because they are good. Fun room. Doesn't have the clever trick at the entrance, but does have tricky of moving around the beyond glitch to get in the right position. And noticing that you can block 3 spots with a pickaxe is okay. Because swords can only ever hold 2 off glitch at a time. So a pickaxe can hold 3. And this room might have been a mistake to walk into. What are we doing here? Get time clone. It's just going to stand there. And then go to this passage. Assumably. This weird little alcove here. This opens that. Okay. So the question that I have is why is there an alcove in this room? I am absolutely certain that it's there to freeze the time clone so that it will stand still somewhere useful toward the end of the room. I feel this room could also really use a vision token, honestly. I'm just going to use puzzle mode, but it could use a vision token. Alright, so the time clone's first job is going to be to kill these 2 eyes. You guys are dead, and then it's going to go kill these 3 eyes. Then there will be 3 roaches to worry about. It should have been pushed onto that time. And then after that, I'm going to give some generous time to get things set up. Because I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work. But basically, we'll do this. Have the satisfaction of pretending to kill that roach, but that's not really going to help anyone. Alright. So, regular D-throw needs to hang on to this alt push for a while. And refuses to just behave, of course. Box for a minute. It's just sitting in the box. Okay, that's what I want to see. Now, perfect. Wait a little longer. Not that long. guess I have to go all the way back to the recording to fix that. Lots and stay. That's exactly what it needs to do, but it has to do that later. And stay still. Okay, I'm gonna wait like 100 turns or something to get this going. This is so... Alright. Go back to here. Wait. Now go there. Like, I have to do exactly this while it's facing that direction. But because of this extremely cramped geometry, it's just really obnoxious to try to do that. To try to get it into that position. With me in that position. there. Alright, now I just sit here holding this button until things are in the correct position. Then the Eldritch can die. Hooray. Alright, I think I'll stop here. I don't know how much more is left of this level, but it's treated me well pretty far. Well, it's treated me pretty well so far. Ah. So, things haven't really gotten too bad, but that could change in an instant with the next room, so I'm not going to risk it. I've been at this for a decent long while. So, that should be fine for now. Let's see, make sure to grab some stuff. There we go. Alright, I think I'll be back next week. I don't know of any reason not at the moment. But, for now.